And it's a pitch to Abdullah, pushing to the goal line, and touchdown. 3 scores here with a minute to go in the third. Burkhead pitches, and walking in is Abdullah for the touchdown. How about that play?
You see that one before, Evan?
I'm not. I got to look at that one again.
Under center as the quarterback splits out. He pitches, and into the end zone goes Ameer Abdullah.
Up and down the rest of the season.
Yeah. Martinez fires to the goal line. Touchdown. Abdullah out of the backfield.
250 pounds, 6'2". They give it to Abdullah, heading for the corner. Turned. 6 points. Cornhuskers. Martinez has that down pat. Well, he does pick up the first down. Now Abdullah outside, gliding. Ameer Abdullah found a lane. Palo Alto with USC taking on Stanford. Remember that game last year? Abdullah pops it out. Touchdown, Nebraska.
3 in formation behind Martinez. Abdullah, the last guy through. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown. And the 1-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. Here he is again. Finding some room across midfield. Abdullah inside the 35-yard line. Abdullah scoots through another broken tackle into the end zone. His second touchdown of the day from 2 yards out. 1st and 10 from the 25. Abdullah doing a terrific job breaking tackles. Ameer Abdullah down the sideline and run out of bounds at the 30.
So Nebraska still up by a pair. 28-26 is our score. Kickoff into the end zone will be brought out by Abdullah. Abdullah, a little bit of shake and bake with room to run. What kind of speed do you have, young guy? Down the right sideline. He's got a chance. Did he make it? Yes! Touchdown, Nebraska.
1st and goal for Nebraska. Abdullah has the room, and he's in for the score for the Huskers. An 8-yard run for number 8. 2nd time into the end zone for Nebraska. Ameer Abdullah, the deep man. We're seeing these rugby-style kicks from Reyes all game. Abdullah put on the brakes. There he goes. Gets away from another man, Reyes. Abdullah racing down the sideline. Cuts it back, and he's in. Sayonara, Ameer Abdullah. 80-yard return.
And he'll pitch it to Abdullah, and he's in for the touchdown. Buchanan's punt. Abdullah back to the 30. Again, he got by the first wave. Look out for this guy. He's got great speed. The punter to beat. And the punter got him. The snap. It's the same play. Abdullah. Touchdown again.
1st and goal for Nebraska. Abdullah has the room, and he's in for the score for the Huskers. An 8-yard run for number 8. 2nd time into the end zone for Nebraska. Ameer Abdullah, the deep man. We're seeing these rugby-style kicks from Reyes all game. Abdullah put on the brakes. There he goes. Gets away from another man, Reyes. Abdullah racing down the sideline. Cuts it back, and he's in. Sayonara, Ameer Abdullah. 80-yard return.
And from the 12. Abdullah to the field.
Nice cut. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Abdullah, touchdown. Good call by Tim Beck. executed by the Huskers, and they're in.
Today, the 237th birthday of the Marine Corps.
Ameer Abdullah breaks a couple of tackles. Lots of room up the far sideline and shoved out by Jacob Fagnano. Ameer Abdullah bursting through the middle. Abdullah with a great move to the outside. And Ameer Abdullah's inside the 25. Ogletree stopped him for the run of 20.
From the 20-yard line on first down, Ameer Abdullah. Block out front from Long. Abdullah with speed down the sideline. Can he beat White down the sideline, and White able to catch him? But Ameer Abdullah with a gigantic run into
Abdullah off the left side. Second effort gets him near that goal line and inside the 1-yard line, but not quite. Yes, he is. Late signal. Touchdown, Abdullah. Off the right side, found a way to burst through. Ameer Abdullah, no flags, touchdown Huskers.
Quarter scored 28 points. Nebraska just 57 yards of offense. Martinez has a man wide open. It's Ameer Abdullah inside the 25.
Teams in that division. To the air for the first time. 1 for 1 and stretching for the end zone. Ameer Abdullah inside the 1-yard line. Turnover game, but Nebraska knocking on the door. Ameer Abdullah, touchdown Huskers.
Place like Nebraska, you've been welcomed with open arms. We know that you're a South Dakota State alum, and that means absolutely nothing to anybody. South Dakota State has the Jack Hoffman team, Jack hats. You guys have just been embraced. What does that mean to you and your family?
Control that line of scrimmage for the Illini.
This is Armstrong trying to make a man miss. He's past midfield and he fights his way. Abdullah picks up the first down, brought down by Jonathan Brown. And another crack at it for Abdullah. And room on the edge. He's still free. Ameer Abdullah to the pylon. And he is down. Offensive line they've had here in their time in Lincoln. Abdullah behind that line is hit, but he surges forward for the score. They hit him at the line of scrimmage, and Abdullah powers his way in right through Austin Teichma. Option pitch. This is Abdullah. And he pops forward inside the 10. So, Nebraska back to the option. Abdullah has been wearing out the Illinois edge, and this time, what a beautiful cutback. He's going to take it all the way. Ameer Abdullah in after taking the option pitch for 43 yards. 30 on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN. This is Abdullah. This is Abdullah going past midfield. And Ameer Abdullah finally brought down by Ernest Thomas III. 30s. And that is to the Huskers' design. And this is to their design as well. Ameer Abdullah is running wild today, and he's down the sideline for a first down. Start against Purdue next week. Let's just make that assumption. This is Abdullah. Wow.
And here he goes again with a fantastic burst to get through that slim hole. He picks up 12. Petty, 225 yards. It takes a little something to get into Nebraska's top 10 single game rushing records.
28 first down. Bobbled snap by Armstrong. Ameer Abdullah, though, making the most of it. Abdullah into the clear, and he'll take it for the touchdown.
Abdullah with a big hole.
Ameer Abdullah looking for a block. Abdullah all the way down to the 35-yard line of Purdue.
Tommy Armstrong in front of Ameer Abdullah. Abdullah down to the goal line. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Armstrong, forward pass, that's legal. Touchdown, Abdullah. He was behind the line of scrimmage. It was intended to be an option. It turned out to be a forward pass, and it's a go-ahead touchdown for Nebraska. Armstrong gave it to him again. Ameer Abdullah out of of bounds at the Michigan State 48. Previous 5 seasons?
Nope.
3 other teams.
Yep.
Alabama, Oregon, Boise State. I think those teams like their coaches. There's a touchdown by Ameer Abdullah.
Second time Nebraska's had the ball. Abdullah gets to the corner and gets a whole bunch more. Lowers the head, stays on his feet, and gets to the 43-yard line. Just turned for a touchdown by Kenny Bell. Now Abdullah gets into the secondary. Abdullah, he's got world-class speed. He's got a chance. Abdullah, touchdown! Abdullah again. At the goal line, reaches. He's in for a Husker touchdown.
Abdullah. Touchdown.
The 8th player ever over that mark in rushing as Ameer Abdullah picking his way forward, adding to that number. Abdullah turning on the Jets. A flag is down as Abdullah's tripped up inside the 20-yard line at the 14. Set up the screen to Abdullah. Reading his blocks. Ameer Abdullah with a flag down again. Abdullah inside the 10 and down near the 5-yard line. It is a beautiful day. 81 degrees at kickoff. Abdullah with a giant hole. Great cut. Ameer Abdullah into the clear. And Ameer Abdullah has a touchdown. Afterthought in that recruiting class. It's at 198 yards right now. Make it 200 and counting for Ameer Abdullah. Shrugging off tacklers down to the 13-yard line. 25 yards more. Pretty obvious choice.
He sure does, and you just got to love his style of play, and not only what he has physically on the football field, but what he does for this team as a leader.
Diving. Touchdown. His 3rd of the season. Phenomenal. Just a 4-man rush. Armstrong to the sideline. Here he comes, Abdullah. Wow. And Abdullah still on his feet. Westerkamp throws a block. Ameer Abdullah all the way home. Touchdown, Nebraska. There's Abdullah. Look at him get to the edge. And when he does, you know what the result is. A first down, Nebraska. And this is what we've been tracking all night long. The all-purpose yards mark at Nebraska as he is closing in on Johnny Rodgers. 3rd and goal. Abdullah out of the backfield. Can he? Yes! Ameer Abdullah. 2nd and 4. Abdullah again. You want 19? Could have history right here. First down in history. Nobody's done it better than Ameer Abdullah at Nebraska. More yards than anyone in the grand history of this program. Tommy Armstrong. Abdullah hits that next gear and crosses midfield. Abdullah. Second and 7 now. Look at the hole for Abdullah as he cuts back and gets it inside the 30 in this program. Here's 2nd and goal, and there's the door being slammed. Abdullah, career high in rushing attempts and 229 yards on the ground.
Speaking of 45 yards of the all-purpose yardage, he passed Johnny Rodgers last week to move into the top spot in Nebraska history. Some pretty 5-yard line. And the first carry for Ameer and a little bit of running room. Ameer Abdullah into the secondary and caught at the 46-yard line. From the 12, 2nd and 6. Abdullah again, giant hole to the 5. 3 with the interception tonight. 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line. And number 8, Ameer Abdullah into the end zone for a touchdown. Armstrong on the option to Ameer Abdullah, diving into the end zone for the touchdown. On 2nd down, again Ameer Abdullah with running room, and Abdullah across the 40-yard line, still fighting for yardage, and Abdullah to the 43 before he's finally stopped. Football programs. Do Chuck Long football programs count as vintage? Here's Ameer Abdullah. Ameer Abdullah again into the secondary, and Clayton Fejedelem able to...
Rushing yards so far on 19 carries. That time he plows straight ahead and finds the end zone. Nebraska cutting into the lead early in the 4th quarter. Just trying to play fast, and Abdullah, he's had to earn every piece of real estate tonight. Muscles, no signal yet.
Quick signal down at the bottom.
Was there a signal?
Yeah, quick one.
Okay.
Yep. You see the career rushing yards. He's closing in on Juwan Edwards of Ball State. Abdullah burrowing into the end zone for the touchdown. Armstrong to Abdullah. Ameer Abdullah down and in for the touchdown. And the Huskers on top on the 2nd rushing touchdown of the night from Ameer Abdullah. Here's Abdullah with a hole. Ameer Abdullah into the secondary. Ameer Abdullah on the run. Abdullah got a block. Ameer inside the 5 and tripped up at the 2. For Nebraska. Armstrong the give to Abdullah. Ameer Abdullah to the goal line and in for the touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. On 1st down and goal, Ameer Abdullah fumbles the football. It's scooped up by Armstrong, but it's a touchdown. He had broken the plane.
Down at the bottom of the screen, they'll run Abdullah the other way, trying to get to the edge. The nice cut back at midfield, and Abdullah with a burst, and he's gone. Abdullah will try and narrow the gap. Another great burst from Ameer. A foot race, the 10-5, touchdown Abdullah. 48 yards. He'll get the first call of the 2nd half, and a burst off the right side. Abdullah breaks a tackle, and he could be gone again. Caught at the 25 and shoved out of bounds.
What the situation is, he's ready to play football.
Abdullah's back in on the end around, and Abdullah will score another one.
Career at Nebraska. Abdullah off the right side, bounces into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. On both teams. Here's Abdullah, big hole for him. In the Minnesota territory and thrown out of bounds.
The side of Armstrong on 1st and goal. Play action. It's open in the back of the end zone. And Armstrong's got a touchdown pass. It's Ameer Abdullah. Ameer Abdullah finds a crease. Runs through a tackler. Ameer Abdullah inside the 20. Stays on his feet down to about the 8-yard line. Now motion from Newby. This time Abdullah does have it. Ameer Abdullah headed to the end zone. Touchdown Nebraska. A little game pressure on USC. Got a middle screen set up for Abdullah. Ameer Abdullah has the first down and a bunch more. Ameer Abdullah's off to the races and finally tracked down at the 40-yard line. A perfect play call from Tim Beck.